Hello students, my name is Sagar Pandya and today we are going to start with the next part of this very interesting chapter, that is chapter number 10 of Maharashtra State Board 12th Standard Art section. That is, here we are going to study about certain treaties. Here we are going to learn about certain important factors that came across for bringing about change in the world. That is chapter number 10, Cold War. Let's begin. So dear students, till last time we started learning about Cold War. In this Cold War we started learning, let's have a quick recap. हम लोगों ने क्या क्या पढ़ा था. तो सबसे पहले we started learning about definition about Cold War. What was it all about? That is, it was a tussle between two different ideologies. That is, one side there was capitalism and second side there was communism. There were certain treaties जिसके बारे में हम लोगों ने पढ़ा था. That is NATO, ANZUS Treaty, Seattle, CENTO and Warsaw Pact. We also studied about non-aligned movement that came across non-aligned movement, and the leader of the non-aligned movement we started learning, that is India was one of the leader of non-aligned movement. So when we talk about these movements, we started learning about different movements, and now we are going to start with anti-colonial policy that was brought forward by India. Now India is acknowledged as a great democracy in the world. एंटी कॉलोनियल पॉलिसी इंडिया क्यों इंट्रोड्यूस करेगा? अरे दिमाग लगाओ यार, हम लोगों ने पढ़ा था अबाउट डीकोलोनाइजेशन प्रोसेस दैट केम अक्रॉस इन एशिया एंड अफ्रीका, एंड इंडिया वाज वन ऑफ द फॉरवर्डिंग नेशंस. दैट इज वन ऑफ द नेशन विच केम फॉरवर्ड टू ब्रिंग अबाउट चेंज, दैट इज विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू डीकोलोनाइजेशन. सो इंडिया इज एक्नॉलेज्ड एज अ ग्रेट डेमोक्रेसी इन द वर्ल्ड. आई वुड रादर से वन ऑफ द biggest democracy in the world. It had protested against imperialism in the world politics even during the pre-independence period. That is, before independence, when United Nation was made, that was in the year 1945. At that particular time, मतलब United Nations establish हुआ था, वो टाइम पे भी India represent कर रहा था, and वहाँ पे टॉपिक लिया था with respect to racism and second with respect to decolonization. So soon after independence, India adopted the policy of active non-aligned in the international politics as well. International politics, there were changes that came across, and India was one of the leader for that. It does not mean that India would distance itself from the vital international issues, but it would always strive to establish global peace. मतलब जो important international issues है उससे इंडिया अलग नहीं हुआ था, but one of the topic जिसके बारे में discussions होने वाले थे, that was with respect to decolonization. So India would not tolerate foreign intervention, that is interference in the internal matters. As well, along with that, India shall respect the regional unity and sovereignty of other countries. So this thing started by a thought given by a great freedom fighter of India, also obviously known as the father of nation, Mahatma Gandhi. He gave this thought. क्या था? Live and let live. खुद जियो औरों को भी जीने दो. This was supported by peaceful coexistence. Hence the following examples are worth citing in this regard. तो ऐसे क्या चीजें हुई थी? Let us learn by certain examples. In the post-independence period in 1949, a conference was held in Delhi in which support was declared on the issue of Indonesia's independence. इंडिया को इंडिपेंडेंस मिला था कौन से ईयर में? 1947. आफ्टर दैट देयर केम अक्रॉस issues with respect to independence of other countries, and independence of other countries का simple मतलब क्या हुआ? That is, वो countries को independence देने में इंडिया ने international level पे मदद किया था. That is, starting with Indonesia, it was that was in 1949. Later on, it was demanded that the Dutch should leave Indonesia before 1950 and grant its independence. The position India took in the case of Africa is also very important. India took a very strong initiative in demanding the independence of African countries as well, especially the protectorates of European nations. Now, who are the protectorates? हमने पढ़ा था ये पहले भी. Protectorates are the country जो उनको protect करेंगे for supporting them and giving them independence. मतलब ये वो यूरोपियन कंट्रीज थे जो अफ्रीका में रह के अफ्रीका को सपोर्ट कर रहे थे फॉर देयर डेवलपमेंट. इनडायरेक्टली वो लोग उधर रूल ही कर रहे थे, बट उनको डेवलप करवाते रूल कर रहे थे. सो इंडिया ने बोला ये मत करो. इंडिया ने बोला उनको इंडिपेंडेंस दे दो एंड उनको खुद के हिसाब से अपना इकोनॉमी डेवलप करने दो. India insisted the foreign rulers, that is colonialist European countries, should leave the colonies at the earliest. India also insisted that the various institutions associated with United Nations should expand their work fields and facilitate Africa to get benefited by it. Simple words में ये सब कौन से associated organizations थे, like UNICEF, यूनाइटेड नेशंस इंटरनेशनल चिल्ड्रंस एजुकेशनल फंड. सिंपल वर्ड्स में यूनिसेफ. दूसरा था यूनेस्को, यूनाइटेड नेशंस एजुकेशनल साइंटिफिक एंड कल्चरल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. वर्ल्ड हेल्थ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, IMF, दैट इज इंटरनेशनल मॉनेटरी फंड. ये सबको अपना काम करने दो. दैट इज वाई इंडिया स्पोक इन द यूनाइटेड नेशंस अबाउट द एट्रोशियस ट्रीटमेंट मीटेड आउट टू द नेटिव अफ्रीकन्स. मतलब यहां पे जब ये सिचुएशन एट्रोशियस मतलब रॉन्ग ट्रीटमेंट डन बाय द यूरोपियन कंट्रीज इन अफ्रीका वाज आल्सो सीन हियर, एंड दिस इश्यू वाज रेज्ड बाय इंडिया. India cared about Africa because of its long-standing relation with African countries. Thousands of Indians had migrated to Africa for trade and to work on the sugarcane plantations. Since long ago, वहाँ से वो चालू हुआ था, and India को वो workers को support करना था, अफ्रीका के colonies में independence दिलवाना था. In 1896 ये तभी से चल रहा था. Indian plant workers had gone there to work on the Kenya-Uganda railway project. Mahatma Gandhi showed Africa the path of satyagrah for getting independence. Thus, India had been on the forefront in the struggle against colonialism. ये जब भी चल रहा था, ये तभी से लेके आज तक मतलब 1950s तक ये चल रहा था. एंड आफ्टर दैट देयर वर सर्टेन ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस व्हिच वर मेड, जिन्होंने डिसाइड किया था कि हम अकेले नहीं बट सब कंट्रीज का डेवलपमेंट साथ में लाएंगे. एंड वन सच ऑर्गेनाइजेशन और एन अग्रीमेंट व्हिच वाज मेड, जिसका नाम था सार्क, साउथ एशियन एसोसिएशन फॉर रीजनल कोऑपरेशन. व्हाट वाज इट ऑल अबाउट? लेट अस लर्न. Zia-ur-Rahman, the president of Bangladesh, felt that an organization which would work for the economic and social development in Asia needs to be established. Hence, accordingly, the first among the four meetings of the foreign secretaries of which countries? Bangladesh, India, Bhutan, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Maldives and Nepal. वापस Bangladesh, India, Bhutan, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Maldives and Nepal. This meeting was convened, that is it was held in 1981 in Colombo. Colombo किधर आया? Sri Lanka. In this meeting it was decided to work together for planning of the regional cooperation, rural development, health, डेमोग्राफिक इश्यूज एंड ट्रेड, ये सबका डेवलपमेंट एक साथ लाना है. दैट इज वाई इन 1983 द फॉरेन मिनिस्टर्स, अच्छा ये मीटिंग कभी हुआ था? 1981 में. 1983 में द फॉरेन मिनिस्टर्स ऑफ द अबव मेंशन्ड कंट्रीज पब्लिश्ड द सार्क डिक्लेरेशन इन दिल्ली. इन दिल्ली ये सार्क डिक्लेरेशन हुआ. सार्क मतलब क्या? साउथ एशियन एसोसिएशन फॉर रीजनल कॉर्पोरेशन. इन 1985 सार्क वाज एस्टैब्लिश एट द समिट मीटिंग विच वाज हेल्ड ऑफ सार्क एट ढाका. ढाका किधर आया? अगेन बांग्लादेश. The following are the objectives of SAARC as declared in Dhaka conference. तो ये कौन से objectives थे? There were 5 main objectives. Remember students. First one, to cooperate for the rapid all-round development of the member nation. First one, cooperation of the rapid all-round development. किसका? Of every member nation. Second, to oppose terrorism and smuggling of narcotics. नारकोटिक्स दैट इज जो इलीगल ड्रग्स लाए जा रहे हैं वो उसके अगेंस्ट एंड टेररिज्म के अगेंस्ट हम साथ में मिलके फाइट करेंगे. थर्ड थिंग, टू रिजॉल्व प्रॉब्लमैटिक इश्यूज एंड क्रिएट म्यूचुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग फॉर म्यूचुअल ट्रस्ट अमंग द नेशन. सो देयर विल बी म्यूचुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग, देयर शुड बी म्यूचुअल ट्रस्ट अमंग्स एवरी नेशन फॉर ट्रेड पर्पस, ताकि मेरा भी इकोनॉमी बढ़ेगा, तेरा भी इकोनॉमी बढ़ेगा. To cooperate with various organizations at regional, zonal and as at international level, working with similar objectives. से objective same रहेगा but अलग अलग level पे. Like for example हमने देखा local government पे, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट पे, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट पे, तीनों पे वो अफेक्ट आना चाहिए इन एवरी कंट्री, सो दैट सबका जो बाउंड्रीज है वो एक्सपांड हो जाए एंड इकोनॉमी डेवलप हो. And the fifth objective was to work on an international level for collective well-being. So it will be working at international level. जो हम लोग अभी तक सोच रहे थे, लाइक 1991 ग्लोबलाइजेशन नहीं आया था, तभी तक सबका माइंडसेट सेम था कि मेरा डेवलपमेंट होना चाहिए, मेरे कंट्री में ही एक जगह पे डेवलप होना चाहिए, बट ऐसा नहीं है. सार्क वाज ऑफिशियली एस्टैब्लिश्ड इन ढाका with these objectives in view. Its Secretariat General was established at Kathmandu. Kathmandu किधर आया? Again in Nepal. It was decided that members should meet once annually, and annual subscription was made mandatory. Mandatory मतलब compulsory for raising the salary fund of General Secretary. There were 7 directors and the staff. The duration of SAARC's principal secretary's posting was to be for 3 years, and every nation was to get to post their representatives as principal secretaries every nation by rotation. मतलब हर एक कंट्री को एक टाइम चांस मिलेगा फॉर बिकमिंग द प्रिंसिपल सेक्रेटरी ऑफ सार्क. ये जितने भी मेंबर नेशंस थे, 7 नेशंस जो हम लोगों ने अभी गिनाए वो. The leaders of South Asian countries reaffirmed their commitment to United Nations Charter and the principles governing sovereign equalities of states, peaceful settlements of disputes, non-interference in internal matters, and non-use or threat of use of force against the territorial integrity and the political independence of other states. मतलब ये हम लोग साथ में मिलके इक्वालिटी लाएंगे, डिस्प्यूट सेटल करेंगे, देयर विल बी नो यूज ऑफ थ्रेट एंड नॉन इंटरफियरेंस. मतलब इंडिया जाके नेपाल के गवर्नमेंट में इंटरफियर करके नहीं बोलेगा उसको क्या करना है. इट विल बी मेड अकॉर्डिंग टू देमसेल्व्स. सो दे रीइटरेटेड that the United Nations constituted the most important forum for the resolution for all issues affecting international peace and security. They also reaffirmed their deep conviction in the continuing validity and relevance of the objectives of non-aligned movement. मतलब ये existence जो non-aligned movement का है वो वैसे का वैसा रहेगा. As an important force वो काम करेगा for maintaining the international relations. Now there were certain challenges that came across with respect to SAARC. तो ये challenges कौन से थे? Let us learn starting with the challenges. Now SAARC is laden with many difficult issues. It is filled with many difficult issues such as to tackle economic disparity, that is the economic inequality को tackle करना among the member nations, expenditure allotment for defense, inadequate infrastructure, underdevelopment of agricultural sector, rising terrorism, population explosion, insufficient trade, divergent political system, and religious lingual diversity. These were certain challenges जो हर एक कंट्री में आ रहा था एंड सार्क एज एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को ये चीज फेस करना पड़ रहा था. ये चैलेंजेस थे बट किधर तो सक्सेसफुल भी था. यस, देयर वर सक्सेस ऑफ सार्क ऑल्सो. Like success of SAARC has done really immense well. So what was it all about? Let us learn. SAARC has done well in some fields mentioned above, like for example a center for dissemination. Dissemination मतलब distribution. Distribution किस चीज का? Agro related information. This was started in Bangladesh. It has been also used as a platform for research related to seeds, animal husbandry and fisheries. सो बेसिकली यहाँ पे फिशरीज को इंपॉर्टेंस दिया. एनिमल हस्बेंड्री मतलब जो एग्रीकल्चर रिलेटेड थे उसके जो सब्सिडरी ऑक्यूपेशंस थे उसको भी इंपॉर्टेंस दिया था, जैसे एनिमल हस्बेंड्री था, पोल्ट्री फार्मिंग था, कैटल फार्मिंग था, एक्सेट्रा. अ सार्क सेंटर वॉज मीटियोरोलॉजिकल रिसर्च वॉज एस्टैब्लिश्ड इन ढाका. इन अच्छा ढाका किधर? बांग्लादेश. इन नेपाल काठमांडू an orthopedic center was established and efforts were being made to promote tourism in SAARC countries. So inside those SAARC countries अंदर tourism promote करना जरूरी था. SAARC is also working for eliminating, that is removing poverty with the help of in the South Asian countries with the help of Economic and Social Commission for Asia and also Pacific, that is also called as ESCAP. That is again Economic and Social Commission for Asia and Pacific. An intergovernmental group was established to formulate an agreement. मतलब एक agreement बनाया था जिसका नाम था साफ्टा. क्या नाम था? साफ्टा. साफ्टा मतलब साउथ एशियन फ्री ट्रेड एरिया. मतलब अंदर हम लोग अगर ट्रेड करेंगे तो यहाँ पे उनको टैक्सेस नहीं लगेगा या कम लगेगा जो ना के बराबर होगा. So this was to promote free trade and economic cooperation among the SAARC nation. The SAARC Documentation Center was also established at Delhi for dissemination, that is again distribution for information. SAARC Human Resources Development Center was established at Islamabad, Pakistan. That was later on stage. Agreements were signed to counter the smuggling of narcotic drugs, Committees were appointed for development in the field of postal services and transportation. Finally, SAFTA was made. Now again, SAFTA was made for what? For free trade area. मतलब ये जो कंट्रीज रहेंगे सार्क ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के, उसके अंदर यहाँ पे एक व्यू था फॉर म्यूचुअल ट्रेड अमंग एशियन कंट्रीज. देयर वर two treaties which were signed, namely first one was SAPTA 1993 and SAFTA which was later on made, that is in 2004. तो SAPTA क्या था? साउथ एशियन प्रेफरेंशियल ट्रेड एरिया. आई रिपीट, साउथ एशियन प्रेफरेंशियल ट्रेड एरिया. एंड साफ्टा मतलब फ्री ट्रेड एरिया. पहले प्रेफरेंस दिया, अभी टोटल फ्री ट्रेड. द नेक्स्ट थिंग दैट वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न इज कॉमनवेल्थ. व्हाट वाज इट ऑल अबाउट? लेट अस लर्न. A voluntary international organization of the countries which were once a part of British Empire and now are sovereign states. Sovereign matlab independent states is known as British Commonwealth or simply called as Commonwealth of Nation. Commonwealth मतलब एक साथ जुड़ के एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बनाए थे जो एक्चुअली ब्रिटिशर्स के कंट्रोल में थे एक टाइम पे. The idea behind establishing this Commonwealth was to being the governors and the administrators together who had worked in the erstwhile colonies of the British Empire. मतलब the then colonies of the British Empire, उसके लिए कंट्रोल लाना. The objective was to achieve coherence in the political and administrative machinery by exchanging of experience and ideas of these officers. Finally, in 1917, Canada, Australia, South Africa and New Zealand were given autonomous status as integral state of the British Empire. Slowly and gradually वहाँ पे भी independence मिल गया था. But in 1931, England declared a policy of granting autonomy that is independence to all its colonies one by one. So the British Parliament passed a statute मतलब a law pass किया था known as Statute of Westminster. Now Westminster उधर का एक जगह का नाम है इंग्लैंड का. This statute approved formation of Commonwealth as the tradition would have it. The British Queen or the King is installed at the head of this organization and the secretariat of this Commonwealth was established at London. London, capital of obviously England. Voluntary cooperation in the fundamental principle of Commonwealth was made. मतलब खुद से आके तुम यहाँ पे पार्ट ले सकते हो, वॉलेंटरी इंक्लूजन हो सकता है. ये तभी से चालू हुआ था 1931 के बाद से. 1931 के बाद ऑब्वियसली 1939 में सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर हुआ. 1939 से लेके 1945 तक उसके बाद इंडिपेंडेंस मिलना चालू हुआ. इन द सेम मैनर आफ्टर सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर द ब्रिटिश कॉलोनीज इन एशिया एंड अफ्रीका बिकेम इंडिपेंडेंट. द कॉमनवेल्थ डिजर्व्स क्रेडिट फॉर इट सो टू सम एक्सटेंट बिकॉज यहाँ पे इंडिपेंडेंस मिला. उसके पीछे रीजन वही था कि ये कॉमनवेल्थ ने एक टाइम पे प्रॉपर वर्क किया था फॉर गेनिंग, एक्चुअली वर्क किया था फॉर ट्रेड पर्पस. बट वहां पे अगर इंडिपेंडेंस मिल गया उसके बाद भी उनका ट्रेड चालू रहा ताकि हमारा कंट्री भी डेवलप हो सके. द ऑपोजिशन टू, ऐसा माइंडसेट उनका था, आगे पता नहीं अभी क्या हुआ था. So the opposition to British rule in the colonies and the altered international scenario made the disintegration of the British Empire inevitable, that is unavoidable. Finally, the establishment of the Commonwealth proved instrumental, that is वो effective हुआ in giving momentum, that is importance to anti-colonial movements or policies in the colonies. Besides this, the Commonwealth held the check the resentment that is fight back with regard to granting freedom to all these colonies, and India's decision to remain in the Commonwealth even after this independence added to the nullification of the resentment, that is added to the end of this nullification मतलब end of this resentment, that is to fight back. Commonwealth और इंडिया का रिलेशन बहुत कॉमन था, मतलब बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट था. ऐसा क्यों था? लेट अस लर्न. As India got independence, कभी 1947 में, 48 में, in the Congress session at Jaipur in Rajasthan, Pandit Nehru took the decision of joining the Commonwealth later on. मतलब इंडिपेंडेंस मिलने के बाद हम ज्वाइन करेंगे कॉमनवेल्थ, फायदा होना चाहिए भाई. India became a member of Commonwealth as an equal and sovereign state. The factors leading to this decision were in the situation that prevailed then. At that time, England was a major supplier of arms and other defense material to India, and England had granted some facilities to India with regards to the foreign exchange as well. मतलब foreign exchange के related भी India को थोड़ा मदद किया था. India exported goods which were partially free from the custom duty, जिससे India का फायदा हुआ, economy अच्छा हुआ, develop हुआ. There were also time when, more importantly, India had an open platform at Commonwealth to counter the mal-propaganda, that is the wrong propaganda, wrong agendas which were going against the policy of Indian government. So uske against bhi India ne fight back kiya, which was done by Pakistan against India. So by considering all these things, India became a member of Commonwealth. Apart from this, India has always been on the forefront in the Commonwealth Games as well. The sports को एक motivation दिया था. The sports competition modeled after Olympics competition used to be held for amateur sports person in the British colonies under the name of British Empire Games. Later on, Commonwealth Games. The idea of such games was introduced by Reverend Astley Cooper. Since 1950, these competitions came to be called as Commonwealth Games. That is, Commonwealth Games were started at Crystal Palace to mark the coronation ceremony of King George V. But later on, वो आगे जाके spread होने लगा and वो Commonwealth Games दूसरे countries में भी खेला जाने लगा. The Commonwealth Games of 1986 were of special significance. 32 countries boycotted these games. क्यों? Because अभी तक इंडिपेंडेंस नहीं मिला था साउथ अफ्रीका को, तो रेसिस्ट पॉलिसीज जो चल रहा था इन साउथ अफ्रीका रादर अगेंस्ट डिफरेंट कंट्रीज, यूरोपियन कंट्रीज, उसके अगेंस्ट यहाँ पे फाइट बैक किया था. However, United Kingdom did not pay any heed to this demand. Hence, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, India's then Prime Minister, declared a boycott. Now, in today's 21st century, India has recorded a laudable performance in this Commonwealth, and this was a time in the next lesson when changes came across. We'll be learning what happened there. That will be learning in the next lesson. So in the last two lessons, we are going to learn how India has changed, how India has transformed itself into its own economy with respect to society, with respect to its politics. So that's it from my side, dear students. Like, share, comment and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Take care. Bye-bye.